Sometimes editing pictures will really mess with your mind because things are not working as they should. So today I'm showing you 5 easy tricks to keep your sanity. Hello my friends, my name is Olivio. I'm a professional designer from Vienna, Austria. And if you like my videos, maybe subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell button. If not, that's okay too. So hello my friends, and let's get started. The first thing that I want to show you is a trick with guidelines. Guidelines, these little helpers are really helpful, but sometimes, for example, you say, I want to have my guideline exactly at 25% or at a third or a fourth or an eighth of my picture horizontally, vertically. How do I do that? So this is really easy if you know how. Go up here to View and then go to Guides Manager. And in the Guides Manager, you can see there are listed all the guidelines. Here's the one that I already have. You can change, when I move it, it's changing the pixels around. And it shows you in pixels, but down here you can change it to %, which is sometimes very useful. And you can add new guides and you can also remove them. So I click on this, remove that, and create a new one. You can see it's always in the middle. It's always as 50%. So with this in mind, what you can do is you click in here and you can use a mathematical formula if you want. For example, because we are working with %, I'm going to type in 100 divided by, for example, 9. So this is 11%. So you know a ninth of the vertical guideline position is 11%. So this is really helpful. And you can do this with any kind of ratio that you want. 100 divided by 3, of course, 33%. And if you want now to spread it out, I find it more useful to unhook %. So I have the pixel, you see 640 pixels for this one. So I add another one. I say 640 times 2, calculating for me 1280. So I have a guideline here at 1/3 and another one at 2/3. So this is really easy to get your guidelines spread out. So this is our first trick for the guidelines. By the way, I should delete the guidelines so they are not in our way. You can click down here, remove all guides. Very nice. So this is our first trick. The next trick I want to show you is, for example, you make a shape and you make an effect on that shape or make any kind of effect with your layer over here. It's easiest to show to you with an outline. So let's make this in another color so you can see the outline. There it is. Maybe make it, I don't know. Let's make it orange. Let's make it orange. That's good. Okay. So what happens if I resize my object? Let's resize it. You can see here getting bigger, but the outline is staying the same. So it's not scaling with it. And this might be a problem. This might drive you insane because this is also true for the other effects like shadows and stuff like this. It's not resizing because it's not showing here and it's not set by default. So what you want to do is click on this little wrench icon over here, and down here in the corner, a little bit hidden, it says scale with object. So if you hook this and then you resize it, and by the way, if you want to keep the ratio of your object, hold the shift key and then resize. So now when I resize it, you can see that the outline is growing or shrinking with my object. So it's keeping the same ratio to the object. So that's super useful to me if you created something and it's really dependent on how the ratio is from the outline or from your effect to the original object. So this was our second trick. The next one, pretty important, and I found this really annoying. It drove me almost insane, but now I know how to do that. So if you look at the document right now, this is actually wrong. Let's set this to 72 dpi. I disabled resampling, so this is just changing the dpi without calculating the picture new. So now the picture is at 72 dpi as it should be for web use. And now when I place a picture here, you can see here I have my brand design. It's a JPEG file. I have written in here so I know it, the size and the DPI, which is really useful. And I place it and it has this size as it should be. It's pixel perfect to the original file. Now, if I change my document, if I have a document with a different DPI, so let's set this, for example, for 300 DPI without resampling in this case, it's just an example. There we go, now it's 300 DPI. If I place the exact same file again, you can see it has a different size. It doesn't match my resolution because the resolution is based on the DPI, not on the actual pixel resolution. So that's a bit crazy, a bit stupid, and it's really annoying. So what are you going to do to fix that? The easy way to fix that is you go over here. When you click on the file up here, it says the original resolution when you imported the file. So in this case, it's 260 by 260 pixels. So down here, you have this transform window. If you're not seeing this, you can go to View, Studio. Here's a list of all the windows you can have, and you have a hook. You need to have a hook next to transform, so that's important. And here you can see on the furthest right side, it says width and height, W and H. So you go in here and you just type the values you see up here. So 260 by 260, and voila, we have the original size. It's pixel perfect on my design, if like fitting the original size based on the pixel resolution. So this is really helpful. Okay, let's go to the next trick. The next trick is when you have objects. Let's use the rectangle tool again and make a line like this, and then I will just hold my control key and make some duplicates of that line. There we go, set it like this, and they are spread it out, but they are spread it out unevenly. So if you want to have them even, you can nudge them back and forward with your mouse, with your keyboard. It's a lot of work, it's very messy, it's not very precise. What you can do instead of that is super easy. You select all of your layers, there we go, and just go up here to your Arrange tool, and there you can see you have this button which says space horizontally and another one space vertically. In this case, of course, we want to space it vertically. It gives you a visual cue of what it's doing, so we click, bam, and it's spreading out. And you can see here it says auto distribute, and auto distribute will always space it out based on the furthest distant lines. If you don't want to have that, if you want to change that, just unhook that, and then you get a slider here, and you can do it manually based on pixels in a positive direction, also in a negative direction to the other side, so you can space it out in any way or shape you want. And this is really, really useful. Okay, let's go to the next trick. And the next trick has to do with rotation. It's another thing that I think is a little bit hidden. So rotation is pretty easy. You can rotate. Oh, by the way, I'm already showing how it's done. Don't worry. Normally it's like this, and it doesn't show you any kind of rotation center, and you can rotate it, but you can rotate it only around the center. But sometimes you want to rotate it based on an outside source. Sometimes that's important. For example, I want to give you an example. So let's say, let's make a second shape real quick. Let's make a circle like this. Let's change the fill color like this, and now put it here. And now if I would want to rotate this but around the center of my circle, I can't do it like this. But what I can do is up here you have this little icon. It's kind of hidden, I think, and you can click on this and it will show you the rotation center. You can move it around freely all over your picture, and of course you can move it down here to the corner or to the center of your circle. And now if I rotate, it rotates around my new rotation center. And you can see when I move this to another position, of course, it rotates around another position. So this is really useful and helps you a lot with creating your pictures and making them look nicer. Okay, so these were the 5 tricks for today. Thank you very much for watching. And maybe if you like my videos, subscribe, like the video. If you want to support me even more, head over to Patreon, where you can get my files with all the layers. You can get feedback on your own creation, and you can, of course, suggest and talk with me about topics that you need help with. Okay, thank you very much. See you next episode. Bye.